Karen, and today we are going to do a hat that I have dubbed peekaboo. Now, we've already seen Snowdrift, and this here is the one that would be great on the Central 48. Now, I'm also going to show you the flaw with doing this one on anything but the 48. So when we're doing this here one, okay, I'm starting off at row 56 because I'm just going to do a beanie. Okay, here you do the wrap 2. So you wrap 1 and 2 together, and you wrap 2 and 3 together. Okay, now this one you don't really need to keep track of because with 48 it works out perfect when you're wrapping 3. And let's see here, let's get to the end. Of course, you do the row of wrap, and then you do a row of knit. Now, what I'm going to do on this here one is the 46th stitch. I'm not going to wrap clearly. I'm just going to do a knit on it. And when we get to the end, we will see the flaw in this design and why this particular pattern is best on the 48. I mean, once I make it, I am gonna put it on the table for sale. I'm just not, depending on how it turns out, I probably won't charge as much for it as I would, Snowdrift. Now, I'm not going to do a whole lot of rows with pattern, just because sometimes less is more. Okay, so, oops. Okay, so this is stitch 45, and here's 46. Okay, so we've got our first wrap row done, which is awesome. Now we knit this row, but these knit 2 together, or I guess it's not even knit 2 together. My mistake, that's regular knitting. When you have the wrap 2 on the same needle, it sticks. So you have to push it down. So sometimes it's easier just to go through and push them all down. Now this pattern does take a little bit of time. However, it takes less time when you're not trying to do a tutorial. And on this here one, in comparison to the Snowdrift, you don't have to worry about where you're ending. Come on, get down. Oh, there we go. Because you always start off on the first needle. So here we go again, and of course I've got my needles marked, or my black ones marked with masking tape on, on my machine. And I do find that even after you've done a knit row, that it still sticks. So it's always a good idea to just push your stitch down anyways. Once you feel that bit of a tug, if your machine doesn't want to move. And for this project, I am using Bernat Premium Hot Pink, just like I did with Snowdrift. The light in here is different because it's actually not a dingy gray clouds outside. So sometimes changes the look of the yarn on camera. Okay, so just keep wrapping. So you wrap these 2 together, those 2 together with one common denominator, then you move on to the next. So I'm going to change the camera angle just to show you. It's not And this one is not as difficult as doing snowdrift, but it still has its own frustrations. Now, when wrapping these guys, the best way I've found to know exactly where you're at is to count it out. So 1 and 2. 1 and 2. There we go. Now we're back at number 46. Okay, I will definitely change the camera angle for the next row so you can see exactly what I'm doing. And it always seems to be this, wow, the needle that's just to the left of your yarn feeder. And sometimes it does not want to go down, just to give you a hard time. And that actually takes more time than doing the wrapping. So, and when you're doing your wrapping, for this here one, you always wrap needle 1 with 2 and 2 with 3, which is different from what my normal wrap stitches are. So hang on a sec here and I will change the camera angle. Okay, so I'm going to try not to bump this, but no guarantees. So let's see here, you wrap 1 and 2 together, and you wrap 2 and 3 together, and then you move on. So then you wrap 4 and 5 together, and 5 and 6 together, and again you move on. So 7 and 8, 8 and 9, 10 and 11, 11 and 12. So there's always one that's a common denominator, but you don't continually do it. You do move on to the next one. Oh, goodness gracious, come on. So this here, it's what gives the pattern the uniqueness. And sometimes, like I said, it still sticks. Whoops. So you just continue on like this. And remember to knit 1 row in between each of these wrap rows. Okay, it's way over there, duh. Sorry, I lost my masking tape there for a minute. This here is such a cute stitch. I guess pattern after doing these stitches. I absolutely love it. It's so unique. Like most people thought, including myself, that you could only do stockinette stitch on these machines, but this goes to show that you can actually do other things, become creative. So just reposition the camera, and again make sure you push down these stitches on your knit row. So now I started this off on row 56, and this here is actually row 62. I think I'm going to go to row 74 something like that. 76, maybe we'll go to 76. Just to have the pattern more centered. Like in this here one, this here's the snowdrift. It's up high on the beanie. So this here one I'm hoping will be in this area on the beanie. And we'll see what it looks like. So I will come back to you once I am at the point of going to the regular knit again. So now I am ready to do the knit rows. I'm actually going to do 15 knit rows. To get the proper amount of rows for the beanie. I like doing 90 row beanies. There is something as soon as I'm done this row that I want to show everyone. Okay, so as you can see, here we've got, in the back, we've got a bunch of ridges from where we've done our wraps. Because I'm doing this on a 46, we have one line here that's just plain knit. So that's going to be the tell at the end as to how it looks. Now, I'm not sure if, you know, you could put some jewelry on there to make it look nice, or a strip of flashy material or beads or whatever. I guess depends on who it would be for, or if you could even figure out a way to do a braid in there. But we'll have to see what it looks like when I'm at the end. So now that I've got this done, I don't have it done up yet. You can see this pattern looks really cool. But now at the beginning, where I thought there was going to be an issue, it has an extra little line in here. So for the most part, you're not even going to notice it unless you're looking for it. One thing you could do to offset it is, because a lot of the toques these days, they're sewing them straight across. You could always sew it straight across and just kind of make it look like a seam that's supposed to be there. But all in all, although yes, it would be better with the 48 because you would just have these here only. But on the 46, I think it still looks fantastic, except for that one little spot there. To me, it is awesome. So that's the end of your tutorial for the peekaboo. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.